Hello everyone. Happy morning to you all. Welcome to another episode of Health Deba. Mental health includes our emotional, psychological, and social well-being. It affects how we think, feel, and act. It also helps determine how we handle stress related to others and make choices. Mental health is important at every stage of life, from childhood and adolescence through adulthood. Over the course of your life, if you experience mental health problems, your thinking mood, the behavior could be affected. Many factors contribute to mental health problems, including biological factors such as genes or brain chemistry, life experiences such as trauma or abuse, family history of mental health problems, etc. Mental health problems are common, but help is available. People with mental health problems can get better and many recover completely. Not sure if you or someone you know is living with mental health problems, experiencing one or more of the following feelings or behaviors can be an early signs too. Let's for this is a topic for us today. We will know how all the things, many few things, at least today about the mental well-being, how to go about it. So before we dive into the topic, I'll request Yogesh to do the morning prayers.
Okay. Thank you, Vamsi ji. Good morning, everybody. डॉक्टर के अग्रवाल सर की दिव्य आत्मा को नमन करते हुए आज हम ऋग्वेद का मंत्र पढ़ेंगे और उसका पदार्थ अर्थ जानेंगे, भावार्थ जानेंगे। इसमें दुख और दुष्टों से मुक्ति के लिए प्रार्थना की गई है। मंत्र है द्विषो नो विश्वतो मुखाति नावेव पारय अपना शोषुच दघम। इसका सब्सटेंस है, हे सबको देखने जानने वाले परमेश्वर, जैसे नाव से समुद्र को पार करते हैं, वैसे आप हमको दुष्टों और दुखों से पार कर दीजिए तथा हमारे लिए दुर्गुण, दुष्कर्म और शत्रुओं द्वारा उत्पन्न दुख को दूर कर दीजिए। इसका भावार्थ है, परमेश्वर सर्वज्ञ और सर्वदृष्टा है, उससे कुछ भी नहीं छिप सकता। वह सब कर्मों का फल प्रदाता और दयालु है। वह अपने सच्चे उपासकों के दुख, दोष, दुर्गुण, दुष्कर्म और दुर्जनों को दूर करता है। इसलिए सब मनुष्यों को अपने दुख, दोष, दुर्गुण, दुष्कर्म और दुर्जनों को दूर करने के लिए सर्वशक्तिमान ईश्वर से प्रार्थना करनी चाहिए। इसका एक दो लाइन्स पोएटिक बोलूंगा। जैसे मानव बैठ नाव पर सिंधु पार हो जाते हैं, वैसे दुख सिंधु से तारो प्रभु विनय हम गाते हैं। Thank you. Over to Vamsi ji.
Thank you, Yogesh sir. Thank you for taking all efforts and explaining us each slok on Tuesday, every Tuesday. So let us dive into our topic for today. Yesterday we have done the question answer session on psychological issues of during COVID era. So as the response was good, Bhakti ji, and a few questions were left out. Bhakti ji rejoined today and to clear out the yesterday's questions, complete the questions. Bhakti ji has an experience of 25 plus years of in the psychological counselor field, and she's our own health educator, and she's always available on our platform. So over to Bhakti ji for continuing the yesterday's question, and then we'll go to the today's questions. Over to Bhakti ji.
Thank you, Vamsi ji. कल yesterday एक महारोग के बारे में सवाल था, वो जो unfortunately नहीं मैं समझ पाई महारोग का मतलब, but रात को सो नहीं पाई, so I researched it. और महारोग is actually schizophrenia. But is the person who asked me the question here? Is he here?
Generally, he'll be here, but unfortunately, he will be joining maybe. He'll see. Rakesh ji will be joining. Rakesh Sharma ji.
Okay. Acha. So should we take the question when he comes? We
It's
should
okay.
do that. He asked me the question. Let's just do that. Let's wait for him to join, and then if he joins, then we can answer that question.
Sure. So we'll go to the today's things. Just give me 1 minute. Today again, question answer session about general psychological well-being. It's not related to COVID or something. It's common, generally asked questions and answers. So first we'll know. Go to the first question, primary question. How can we say that a person is mentally healthy? How do I know that if I am unwell psychologically, basically? Yeah.
For the person to be, there's nothing like normal, correct? Okay, for everybody, normal is different. मेरे लिए normal अलग है, आपके लिए normal अलग है. So that is something that we have to understand, that there is no normal. But a healthy person is somebody who is a fully functional person, जो अपना ख्याल रख सकते हैं, जो अपने बारे में सोच सकते हैं, अपने खुद के decisions ले सकते हैं, और काम कर सकते हैं. So there is a fully functional person, and that person is mentally healthy. But who is an unwell person who cannot function on himself? He's completely dependent on other people. That is mentally unhealthy. A person who's emotionally dependent on people, unable to take his own decisions, mentally unhealthy. Person who who you see in a matter of 3 months has lost a lot of weight, prefers seclusion, घर कमरे से बाहर नहीं निकलते हैं, अपना खुद का काम नहीं कर सकते हैं, काम पे नहीं जा सकते हैं, उनके जो social interactions है वो कर नहीं सकते हैं, doesn't want to meet people, cannot meet people, cannot answer, all these things, loss of sleep, loss of appetite, ये सारे are markers to find out that you need help.
Yeah. So we have seen how the mentally fit people behave and how a little suffering people do. What are the red flags with respect to mental health? How can we know that?
Change in personality is a red flag. A complete change in person. जो बहुत outgoing था और अभी socialize नहीं करना चाहता, बहुत ज़्यादा worry करता है, बहुत ज़्यादा रोता है, जो कभी नहीं रोते हैं वो रोने लगते हैं. All change in personality is one red flag. Like I said before, loss of sleep, loss of appetite, drastic reduction in weight is a marker for mental health problems. Also, one of the very good markers for mental health, especially in children and teenagers, is not answering questions. जो बच्चा पहले information देता था और फिर अभी नहीं देता है. Some of it, of course, is their age, but a lot of it is to do with their mental well-being. So जो बच्चा पहले बहुत responsive था और अभी नहीं है, या बहुत outgoing था और अभी नहीं है. So this is a very typical red flag to look for in teenagers. Inability to make a decision. Brain fog kind of a thing where अगर आप एक सवाल पूछो आपको आंसर completely दूसरा मिलता है, that is a red flag also. Comprehension, inability to comprehend is in elderly is something that you should look for. And in elderly also seclusion, preferring to be alone, preferring to not talk to people. कोई घर पे आता है मिलने के लिए तो वो रूम में चले जाते हैं. These kind of things are red flags.
Yeah. Nowadays, I'm forgetting things very easily. Is it a sign of dementia, Alzheimer's, etc.? I need to worry or not?
Everybody forgets. Okay, dementia is a disorder where the short-term memory is impacted. बहुत बार ऐसा होता है कि हम सोचते हैं कि वो कल क्या खाया याद नहीं, मगर 30 साल पहले क्या खाया था, शादी में कौन आया था, क्या पहना था, वो सब याद है. So when your short-term memory is impacted, again in the elderly, dementia is an disease that inflicts the elderly. Of course, there is an early onset. 60 के बाद कभी भी हो सकता है, जिसको हम early onset बोलते हैं, if the person has dementia in their 60s. In the elderly, it's very important to understand change of personality. अगर आपको and change of character. अगर कोई ऐसा आपके फैमिली में है जो बहुत religious है और suddenly उनको भगवान से कुछ नहीं करना, they don't want to go to the temple, that is a change in personality. They have never eaten non-veg, but now they want to eat bread and non-veg. That is a change in personality. They have never shouted at anybody in their lives, or never spoken loudly to anybody in their lives, but now they're wanting to hit someone and shout and fight. That is a change in personality. Otherwise, loving person becomes very selfish, wants only to do with मुझे ये चाहिए, मेरे लिए करो, मैं. That is a change in personality. Dementia, Alzheimer's, they come into one umbrella of dementia. Or if there is a change, that's a very important thing to understand, that everybody forgets. Or magar, if your short-term memory is badly impacted, and if there is a change in personality, then you have to worry about it. Magar sirf main chabi rakh ke bhul gayi hu, doesn't really matter.
Yeah. I'm feeling difficulty in dealing with my teenage daughter. I'm confused whether I'm old styled or she's arrogant.
Okay. Now, teenage is a difficult time, especially for girls. It's difficult for the boys also, but especially for the girls, because their body, one, is going through a lot. They're getting their menses, their body is changing. They are getting attention when, because of their body developing, and their hormones are really kind of raging, which happens in boys also, but particularly in teenage girls, they're looking for their own identity. School media, television, the shows that they see, वो सब एक चीज बोलते हैं, and parents एक चीज बोलते हैं. So there is a confusion कि मैं किसका सुनूं. मेरे friends हैं, मेरी school है, मेरे जो मैं shows देखती हूँ, they are telling you something completely different, and your parents are telling you something completely different. But what is important is to understand is there a way of talking to children, especially teenage kids. There is जो आप जब भी वो 10 साल के थे, 11 साल के थे, you could say anything to them, and so, but when they come in the teenage where their emotions are so heightened, you have to understand how to talk to children. And whoever's asked this question, if there is a problem, you can come to me on HCFI, and we can help you with this. I mean, it's not we can teach you how to talk to your child.
So many questions about the parenthood. My son is always clinging to one or the other devices, plays video games of shooting and killing people. Is my worry reasonable?
Very, very reasonable. Firstly, playing video games where people are getting shot, killing, okay, that should not be allowed at all. This makes the children insensitive. Once I have seen, because I was, I had a similar patient who his mother was very worried about the kind of video games he was playing. And there was one game where if you shoot the brain, so you get more parts, more marks or more points. If you shoot the heart, then you get more points. If you shoot anywhere else, you don't get points. It just makes the children so insensitive to trauma or people's problems or killing. It's just not a good idea to let them play these kind of games. Even three birds, there's some three birds.
Free Fire. Free Fire?
No, there are three birds जिसको आपको मारना है. There are these games where you are hitting and killing. That's something that you should kind of remove from the device. I forget the name of that. Dirty Birds?
Angry Birds. No.
Sorry? Angry Birds. Correct. So, I mean, these are kind of, even on TV, in the name of cartoons, there are so many cartoons, but there's violence. There's something that, makes children very insensitive to people's pain. I think that's something that should be completely, you can talk to the child and say, this is what I approve, this is what I not approve, but killing videos should not be allowed at all. And in terms of device, negotiate with your child. I mean, unfortunately in COVID, unke paas koi option hi nahi hai. They can't go out and meet their people, their friends, and at home, ya to TV hai, parents are busy. Unfortunately, abhi koi option nahi hai, but you can negotiate with your child and say, "Chal, 2 ghanta aap TV dekh lo, and then maybe 2 ghanta wapas dekh lena in the night." If they are not going to school, if they are going to school online, then post their school 2 hours is fine.
यही टॉपिक पे और PM also said PUBG वालों को he mentioned about PUBG and all. So the problem is everywhere. Next question comes as I'm called helicopter mother in my daughter's friends group and I want to change it. Advice.
So this is my teenage, for my patients who are teenage and my whole teenage population, this is their biggest problem, that my mother interferes in everything that I do. Like I said before, girls in the teenage years are difficult to handle. Okay, some of them really sail through their teenage years. Some of them find it difficult. The definition of a helicopter mom, just to kind of let you know, okay, हेलीकॉप्टर मॉम क्या होती है, जो बच्चों को बोलती रहती है ये करो ये मत करो, ऑल द टाइम नैग करती रहती है और उनका सुनती नहीं है. देयर इज नो डेमोक्रेटिक सेटअप इन द हाउस. शी वांट्स टू नो हु इज द फ्रेंड, किसके साथ जा रहा है, क्यों जा रहा है, कभी जा रहा है, कभी आएगा, क्या किया, क्या खाया. It's too much. And you can change that. You can change that perception very easily by keeping your doors open for talking. Very often I tell people that there is a window of 1 hour in a day where the children are responsive to you, whether it is lunch time, whether it is dinner time, whether it is beach mein jab wo snack kha rahe hain ya kuch dekh rahe hain ya pad rahe hain. 1 hour in a day is all you need from your child to understand what is happening in your life. You have to be available and catch them at in that 1 hour to speak to them. नहीं तो अगर स्कूल से वापस आएंगे तो आप पूछोगे स्कूल में क्या किया, तो दिल से कुछ नहीं. Means, but there will be one time in the whole day where they will give you more information. You have to catch that time and not be on them, on their head the whole time.
Next comes to the questions about elderly mental well-being in elderly. So, do Sudoku, crosswords, puzzles, chess, these mental games जो involve brain को involve करते हैं, do they help in mental well-being or not?
They do. They definitely help in mental well-being. Only because this is a different challenge every day, and it really helps. But what helps more is a multi-sensorial activity, because then all your senses are involved. So अगर आप cooking करते हैं, that helps. आप dancing करते हैं, that helps. अगर आप sing करते हैं, that helps. If with this, अगर हम crossword puzzle कर रहे हैं every day, जब मैं ये 15-20 मिनट में crossword puzzle कर रही हूँ, if you put on some music, any music that you like, whether it's instrumental or vocal, that will help you. So see that whatever you are doing, whatever activity you are doing, it is appealing to many senses, because this is Sudoku and puzzles are cognitive activities जो help your brain. But if for the well-being, you need something that's multisensorial. And मैं अपने elderly को बहुत बोलती हूँ, और I think a lot of them do it also, जिन्होंने कभी नहीं खाना बनाया, start doing it.
Yeah. Role of physical activity. Generally, we see that physical activity helps in physical well-being. Is there any role of physical activity or exercise on mental health too?
Yeah, a very big role. So basically, it helps in cognitive function. आपको concentration में help करता है physical activity. Because अगर अपने एनर्जी जो है, अगर हमने एक्सपैंड नहीं की, अगर यूज नहीं की, तो अपना ये एनर्जी doesn't let you concentrate. So once you have done that, once you had some physical exercise, it's very easy to concentrate. Helps in cognitive function. It helps mood. It helps reducing anxiety and depression. अभी also mental alertness. थोड़ा सा एक्सरसाइज, आधा घंटा पर भी अगर आप ब्रिस्कली चल ले, या आधा घंटा आप ट्रेडमिल पे चल ले, या आधा घंटा आप साइकिलिंग कर ले, कुछ भी कर ले, तो ये आधा घंटा का एक्सरसाइज भी आपको मेंटल अलर्टनेस में हेल्प करता है. What it also does is it decreases cortisol levels. Cortisol is a stress hormone. So as soon as आपको stress हो जाता है and you start doing some physical exercise, for example, for me, I need to start cleaning if I'm stressed. तो अगर मुझे कुछ भी stress है, तो मैं साफ करने लगूंगी. For me, that is a stress buster. It's a physical exercise that I like. So my cortisol levels go down and my endorphin levels come up. Endorphin is a happy hormone. तो जैसे ही आप exercise करते हैं, अभी endorphin release करने के लिए आपको weights करना है. आपको कुछ ऐसा करना है जिससे आपके मसल्स को भी जो टॉक्सिन्स होते हैं बिकॉज ऑफ स्ट्रेस, वो रिलीज करने का मौका मिले. तो एंडोर्फिन्स, इफ यू वांट टू रिलीज द एंडोर्फिन, डू अ स्ट्रेन्युअस एक्सरसाइज एंड इट विल रियली हेल्प यू. One thing I have to tell you is the role of the sun in mental well-being. Try and not go to the gym. Try and do your exercise out in the open, under the sun. The sun has a very, very important effect, especially people from India and other tropical countries. With the sun is a very important aspect of our life. और अगर sun में बैठते हैं आधा घंटा, 15 मिनट, 10 मिनट, अगर आप धूप में बैठ जाते हैं, उसमें मेंटल हेल्थ के लिए बहुत फायदा होता है.
So another common question that is asked: walnuts and almonds helps in healthy mind. Is it a myth or truth?
No, it is a truth. So almonds and walnuts have something helps to activate ACH बोलते हैं, acetylcholine. This is a neurotransmitter that helps memory in your. So it activates that, and activates the neurotransmitter, and it helps memory in your brain. So healthy, well, memory के लिए it's very important. Very important. But कैसे खाएंगे हम? Not more than 10 almonds a day, 10 बादाम, बहुत तो, और soak करके, because every seed has a coating. That coating needs to be removed or needs to be treated. Other roast कर सकते हैं seed को, या ऐसा soak कर सकते हैं, but soak करना जरूरी है. only then will you be able to, they will release the nutrients that you need for memory.
So we have seen various things, issues. So ultimate question comes to, can we prevent the mental health problems altogether?
Yeah, you can prevent a mental health problem if you don't have a predisposition to the mental health problem. For example, अगर आपके घर में already माता पिता भाई बहन के first blood relations को depression है, तो आपको 50% chance है कि आपको भी हो सकता है. The only thing is कि in your life there will be a trigger. आपको predisposition तो है, आपके जीन में, तो जीन में नहीं बोल सकते, पर प्रीडिस्पोजिशन तो है, मगर that doesn't mean you will definitely get it. और सबके लाइफ में स्ट्रेस होता है, but in terms of trauma and extreme stress, this can be a trigger to give you that depression too. So एक तो ये है. दूसरा है कि अगर आपके घर में किसी को डिप्रेशन, एंजाइटी, बाइपोलर, कोई भी मेंटल हेल्थ इशू हो, एंड इफ यू आर द प्राइमरी केयर गिवर, you are prone to mental health problems yourself, because it's a very, very difficult exercise, and it's very difficult to take care of somebody who has mental health issues in the house without getting help for yourself. So ये बहुत important है. अगर आप प्राइमरी केयर गिवर हैं तो अपने आप के लिए भी आप मदद लें, और so that the trigger doesn't give you any mental health issues. See that आप अपना डाइट, अपना लाइफस्टाइल, अपना स्ट्रेस लेवल्स, ये सब कंट्रोल करके रखें, then you will not get it. मगर even if you get it, then this is not something to kind of get really worried about. It's very easily treatable. और medicines हैं, therapy है. Mostly our first line of treatment mostly is therapy, and then only does anybody go for medication for neurotic disorders, which means the जो arm disorders है, अगर आपको कोई psychotic disorder है तो उसके लिए दवाई लेनी जरूरत है, मगर it's, you can very easily prevent it if you know the triggers of your stressors and you control that.
So next thing, you were mentioning about primary support and all. What should I do if I'm worried about a friend or a relative who is in distress?
If your friend, relative is in distress, one, get help. Because first and foremost, because you are not in a position to help, especially if the person is in distress, you are not in a position to help the person because you are too involved, if your friend or a relative, and you are not the third party. There has to be an objective opinion, and there has to be somebody objective who's helping your friend. But in the meanwhile, while you are looking for somebody who can help your friend or your relative, you can give support. और support कैसे देंगे? अरे कुछ नहीं होता है, हो जाएगा, ठीक हो जाएगा, बाहर निकल, लोगों से मिल. You know, very often they say, oh, क्या तुझे आवाज सुनाई दे रही है? अरे इधर तो कुछ नहीं है. But the thing is, the important thing is to understand, but that for that person who's unwell, it's a reality. तो जब भी आप बोलते हो अरे कुछ नहीं है, okay, you're negating that reality. You're not helping that person. So get help, and in the meanwhile, be supportive. Okay. And or अगर आप, if you feel that no, I'm in a position I'm in a position where I can give advice or I can give help, okay, then find out how to give help. Okay, ये जो पुराने तरीके हैं, don't use those, because most of the times they don't help. कि भाई advice दे दिया, ऐसा कर ले, वो ऐसा कर ले. No, most of the times they don't help. But if you want to help, find out how you can help and then help.
Yeah, there are many stigmas, taboos related to the mental health and treatment. Lena, it's not a normal thing Okay, hey. So now the things are changed because many celebrities have come out and confessed that they have been gone through the difficult phases of depression, anxiety, etc., etc. Now the things are a little better, but still a long way to go. So those are the questions I thought of that runs through everyone's minds, and I have put those questions in the format. Let's open this to the platform. Shivanaji raised hand. Shivanaji, boli.
Good morning, Bhakti ma'am. Bhakti ma'am, I have two questions.
Good
One
morning.
was related brain fog. You said in brain fog, generally, there are times when I completely go blank. Matlab, same things you say 5 times or 4 times to your family, friends, children, so they start getting irritated. So, what is that? We'll be calling this brain fog, or you're just totally blank out and you don't even feel that. I don't even realize that I have said this. And same thing I'll be saying 4 to 5 times in a period of 5 to 10 minutes. What is that, Bhakti ma'am?
This is a matter of habit, Shivani ji. Very often when the kids are younger और वो तुम्हारी बात नहीं सुनते हैं, you repeat yourself again and again and again, and this becomes like a habit. Means this becomes like the way you communicate with the other person, which means that अभी आपको आदत हो गई है कि ये 3 बार अगर नहीं बोलेंगे तो वो नहीं सुनेंगे, तो आप वापस वही you will keep on telling the person the same thing again and again, not realizing that your relationship has changed, the person has changed also, right? So this is a matter of habit. Very consciously, if you take care of it, this is not brain fog.
Okay. So when you are totally blank out, you have already said this to once or twice, and then third time when your people around you start getting irritated. So this is basically habit which we can change into ourselves.
हाँ, और be very conscious about जब भी आप बात करते हो उनसे, be very conscious about क्या बोलते हो. Once you're conscious about that, then you will not forget that आपने already बोल दिया है.
Okay. Thank you, Bhakti ma'am. There's a second question, Bhakti ma'am, on OCD. Do we relate OCD with this mental thing? There are a lot of people they have OCD, the things are not kept properly, or the cleaning is not done, or the cupboards are not clean. Matlab, which is bothering the other people around you. What have you to say on this OCD related?
Unfortunately, क्या हुआ है कि ये जो OCD, depression, anxiety, जो clinical terms है, हम लोग ने normally बोलना शुरू कर दिया है. normal चीजों को OCD या depression refer करना शुरू कर दिया है, label करना शुरू कर दिया है. If somebody is particular about मेरे कपड़े कहाँ जाएंगे, मेरे कपड़े कैसे रहेंगे, मेरे किचन में क्या किधर रहेगा, that is not OCD. If somebody is particular about साफ सफाई होनी चाहिए, इधर ये साफ होना चाहिए, that is not OCD. Okay, but if the person has left the house and gone maybe a couple of kilometers and comes back to check मैंने गैस बंद किया है कि नहीं, or and does that 2-3 times, that is OCD. If the person washes their hands 5-6 times before leaving the house, that is OCD. और उसको भी OCD कैरेक्टराइज कभी करेंगे जब भी उनका जो फंक्शनिंग है, डेली फंक्शनिंग, वो हैम्पर होता है, अगर तभी उसको कैटेगराइज करेंगे. अगर वो आदमी दूसरा कुछ नहीं कर पाता मगर सिर्फ गैस चेक करता रहता है, तभी हम उसको लेबल करेंगे. मगर we all have done it. We've left the house, come back, and just to find out कि मैंने ये ठीक से रखा था कि नहीं, मैंने ये ठीक से बंद किया था कि नहीं. इसको OCD नहीं मिलते हैं. People are very fussy about the way their cupboard, their room, their kitchen, their house is. That is not OCD. Okay, so ये जो loosely we use these terms, अरे इसको तो OCD है, अरे इसको तो depression है, that needs to stop.
Okay.
This is another effect of normalizing the mental health terminology. Actually, people use it very loosely, and yeah, it's when it is interfering with our daily routines, functional things, then we should be naming the things. We generally use the words anxiety, depressed, such a common words nowadays. So if it is
people
not,
come to me saying मेरे बच्चे को OCD है, means I mean कुछ भी बोलते हैं आजकल, you know. So it's very important to understand what you are saying, why you are saying what you are saying, you know, and not label, because when you label something, okay, then it gives the seriousness of the situation doesn't come out.
yeah.
Yes, thank you, Bhakti ma'am. Both the questions are very well clear to me. Thank you very much. Thank you, Vamsi ji.
Thank you, Shivani ji. A few more questions in the chat box, Bhakti ji. Can we go little quickly? Shashi ji is already here. The next question is about schizophrenia. You were mentioning about Maharog. So Keshav ji पूछ रहे, Namaskar doctor, is schizophrenia curable and how? I know a person who has suffered for 20 years and no improvement.
Sir, schizophrenia unfortunately needs दवाई, अगर और आपकी पूरी लाइफ आपको दवाई लेनी है, इसका कोई दूसरा इलाज नहीं है, मगर अगर आप दवाई लेते हैं तो you can be a functioning and very productive individual. उसमें there is no debate about that. If you take your medication properly, on time, all the time, okay, and you go for your regular visits, you can live a very regular life. But unfortunately, with schizophrenia, what happens, as soon as thoda better hone lagta hai, because they have this God complex bolte hain, unko aisa lagta hai मैं सब कुछ कर सकता हूँ, मैं बेस्ट हूँ, मैं ठीक हो गया हूँ, मुझे कोई जरूरत नहीं है, you know, things like that, because they have this once they feel a little better, वो दवाई बंद कर देते हैं, वो प्रॉब्लम हो जाता है schizophrenia में. But with दवाई it is very manageable. But is there a cure? There is no cure.
Next question is from Daksh Patel ji. नहाने टाइम घबराहट होती है, ठंड लगने पे सांस लेने पे परेशानी होती है. Not sure he's talking about psychological issue.
मुझे question समझ में नहीं आ रहा है. अगर आपको घबराहट होती है तो why don't you come to the HCFI platform? I am available. We can talk about it there.
Daksh ji, do join OPD from 3 to 5. Ma'am is available. You can ask and take the help of Bhakti ji. Shivani ji, sorry, Anika Asijawalia ji पूछ रहे, how to deal with kids not eating any green vegetables or healthy food?
Negotiate. Negotiate. So if the child is a meat eater, okay, तो suppose आपने कबाब बनाए हैं और उसको सिर्फ कबाब खाने हैं और उसको सब्जी नहीं खाती है, negotiate. तो 5 कबाब दूंगी तो उसके साथ आपको 5 small portions of 5 सब्जी खाने के. Start negotiating. In my experience, if the children are left to eat junk, okay, after a certain time, their body craves nutrition and they ask for healthier food if they are left alone. Okay, हमारे यहाँ क्या होता है, बच्चे को भूख लगने से पहले हम खाना दे देते हैं. हम डिसाइड करते हैं बच्चा क्या खाएगा, कब खाएगा, कैसे खाएगा, कितना खाएगा. ओके, अगर भूख भी नहीं होती है तो बिकॉज 2 रोटी खानी है मीन्स 2 रोटी खानी ही है, राइट? So we are not letting our children understand their own nutritional requirements and their own needs. और हम बच्चों को अपने हाथों से खाना खिलाते हैं. This is a phenomenon that is only in India. After some time, the child needs to eat 6 months, 8 months, 1 year. You feed the child on yourself because the child doesn't have the coordination. मगर 1 साल होने के बाद वो खुद खा सकते हैं. So what you start that independence, and I feel if you negotiate ये जो, and it doesn't have to be all सब्जीज, ऐसा जरूरी नहीं कि बच्चे सब कुछ खाए, but as long as they are eating nutritional food. Like I used to have one patient जो सिर्फ भिंडी खाता था, but he used to have a big bowl of bhindi. So ठीक है, I mean he is eating what his body requires.
Next question is Amita Sharmaji's question. I am parent of 9-year-old boy. I am worried about his indulgence in TV and video games, ignoring all his responsibilities. I believe you answered it already. Yeah. Amita ji, please. Bhakti ji, carry on.
Negotiate with your child. I mean थोड़ा तो you will have to give him थोड़ा ढील, क्योंकि क्या है कि अभी तो उनके पास कोई ऑप्शन ही नहीं है, मगर violence not allowed, or you can negotiate and restrict the number of hours that he watches is on a gadget.
So again, next question Apurva ji ka hai. It is again about physical fitness, physical exercise, impact of jogging on mind. How much is enough? My age is 27. I'm male. What can be alternative of jogging in the morning?
Cycling is cycling, swimming. Abhi to of course swimming band hai sab jagah pe. But once it opens up, swimming is a very good exercise. Cycling is an excellent exercise. Jogging is very, very good. अगर आप 3 दिन कार्डियो करते हैं तो हफ्ते में 2 बार अगर weights करें, that is because you are 27 years old, that is very good exercise. If you are a woman over 50 years of old, weights are very, very important so that you don't get osteoporotic. Weights करना बहुत important है. ऐसा जरूरी है कि आप जिम में जाइए, मगर at home also आप weights कर सकते हैं. अगर आप 3 किलो की बैग दोनों हाथ में उठा के 2-3 बार अगर आप अपने hands, shoulders, legs की exercise कर सकते हैं, that's fine. You don't need to go to the gym. There's so much available on the internet in terms of weights at home. You can look up the internet and do it.
Nidesh ji पूछ रहे, can Protein X help in brain fog?
No. For protein uptake, your body, you don't want your body to accumulate the protein. अगर आप प्रोटीन लेते हैं तो आपको उतनी एक्सरसाइज भी करनी चाहिए, so that your body can make muscle out of that protein. अगर आप प्रोटीन लेते हैं और फिर एक्सरसाइज नहीं करते हैं, that is wasted. And so that is very important कि आप just cannot take the nutrient, you have to do something about it. जैसे आप पालक खाते हैं, अगर पालक नींबू के बगैर अगर आप पालक खाते हैं, it doesn't help. It's just fiber. It doesn't help with the iron. अगर सरसों का साग खाते हैं और उसके साथ आप नींबू नहीं डालते हैं और नींबू का अचार नहीं लेते हैं, it doesn't help. तो हमें ऐसा लगता है मैंने एक कटोरी पालक खाया और फिर आज मुझे मेरा iron will be good. That's just fiber. So there are combinations that you have to think about. Also, our old foods are very important. जैसे मैं बोल रही हूँ सरसों के साग के साथ हम नींबू का अचार खाते हैं. There's a reason why we do that. So don't eliminate combinations, but do some research and do it. But सिर्फ protein X खाने से नहीं.
जोशी जी पूछ रहे एक जनरल सेइंग लाइक जिसने दर्द दिया दवा भी वही देगा, ऐसा होता है क्या?
Well, भगवान के लिए तो शायद होता है. This is a philosophical question. If you believe होता है तो शायद होता है. If you believe नहीं होता तो शायद नहीं होता. I mean, this is it's about faith and belief. I believe a big believer in God, and I feel that भगवान अगर कुछ भी देता है तो solution भी देता है. But it depends on your belief system.
True. Belief is the greater thing rather than what we are believing. Yeah. Ashuji push everybody is sleeping with the phones on bedside. How much it affects our mental health? Yeah.
There is a lot of research on the internet. Please go and look at the research. Wi-Fi on करके नहीं सोना है. It causes radiation. जिधर आप सो रहे हैं उधर आप अपना फोन न रखें, चार्ज न करें, because all this causes radiation, and there is studies that say that it affects brain function. In fact, I don't allow, when I do prenatal classes with pregnant women, I tell them not to use gadgets in front of their children for till they're 5 years of age. Till they're 5 years of age, children should not have a gadget in their hand. But abhi COVID mein everybody has a gadget everywhere, उसको कुछ नहीं कर सकते हैं. But till 5 years of age, because your brain is developing till the child is 5 years, you don't want the radiation to affect.
Yeah, I studied. I mean, I read somewhere that Bill Gates never allowed his kids until 5 years of age any exposure to the gadgets and all. So a lot of
There
appreciation.
are so many schools who do that also. There are schools who tell you not to give the children gadgets till they are much, much older, which I think is fine.
Bhaktiji, we are running short of time, so I'll just quickly go through two questions. So appreciation from Sonali ji, lovely session, and thank you. Neelam ji puch rahe, is it good to give rewards to your child in form of any object, or this will spoil the child or build mentally to take bribe?
Neelam ji, please come and see me in HCFI. We will talk about this. No bribing. His locus of self-esteem and control should be with him. We can talk about this, and this is a really, really good question you have asked me. But abhi time nahi hai, unfortunately. Maybe we can take it up some other time, or if you want, we can take it up when you come to the HCFI flat.
Yeah. So
Role of
Nideshi,
Alexa.
puch rahe, or Asma Amin ji, can we take Palak with this? Yeah.
Palak dahi is a comment. Please look it up. वो मुझे मालूम नहीं है. Palak dahi. I don't see a problem, but I don't know. Maybe somebody else can comment on this. So I used to say, always look for your Krishna. No, true. That is true. It's all about faith. I believe it's about faith most of the times. So
that comes to end of our questions. We have already crossed much time beyond our schedule. So Bhaktiji is on high demand. So everyone wants to know about the psychological effects. I think that there will be many more sessions this month. So Bhaktiji will be joining many times during this month. So keep your questions ready. We will be answering, ma'am will be answering, and she will be also available in OPD. So thank you very much for joining, and